What's going on, everybody? We finally made it. It is Friday, August 17th. 14-game slate on the docket today. It's interesting, I guess. Lots of good hitting, in my opinion. Pitching is mostly clear-cut at the top, in my opinion. I don't think there's a lot of wiggle room today. But that's DFS for you. Who knows? We might get a weird Jake Junis great game or something stupid to really irritate me. Jake, how did your Thursday shake out?
Really not good, which was surprising. I thought I was on the good stuff, but did not have the right lineup construction apparently. So, yeah, just been a rough week. Looking to close it out with a win. I don't know. We've both gone through some rough stretches this year, and I'm definitely in one right now. But dug in and felt like I did some good research, and yeah, ready to talk about the 14 games.
Same. I wish that I could go back to May, which was a very, very bad month for me, and reevaluate whatever I was doing.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've looked into it a little bit. Maybe trying to get too cute with lineup construction, trying to get different, but I don't know. We'll see. It's only been like a week, so it's nothing crazy. I'm not in like a 2-month long like bad stretch, but that's GPPs for you.
Oh, very true there. So 14 gamer, lots to talk about, but not a ton to talk about after 8 o'clock. It's
yeah,
a bit of a mess late. Most of the good stuff is early, in my opinion. So let's dive in because it's going to take a bit. Blue Jays and Yankees starting it off. Jays 3.8 run implied total. Yankees 4.9. It's a 62% chance to win for the Yanks. Marcus Stroman going for Toronto. Cy Young candidate Lance Lynn apparently for the Yankees. Dude has just been cruising for New York. I like Lance Lynn a little bit today. I'm over the field. He's only projected for 4% ownership, but I'm happy to go there. I don't have any interest in Stroman. What about you?
Yeah, Lynn looks good so far. 8 and 9 strikeouts in his last 2 starts with the Yankees. He's getting swinging strikes, and you want to target him when he's going up against a lot of righties, and he's going to get probably 5 or 6 of them tonight. Got that really good bullpen behind him, so they really want him to go like 5 or 6 and be done, and that's kind of what you want for 7,900. Yeah, I mean, no reason to be off of him here. I don't think it's a fair
I
price.
He would have got a little bit more than 4%.
Yeah, me too. I guess that's what happens when you got Robbie Ray for $3K cheaper in a better park. But yeah, we'll chat about that later. But yeah, I think Lynn is a perfectly fine play. There are a bunch of pivots to Ray. He is the chalk today, but you definitely don't have to go there if you want to just be different.
Oh, I'm with you there. Viral storage. I always have the best pitcher of the night, but never have the bats. Yeah, you want to go the other direction with that one.
That's how I feel I've been lately. Just like pitching doesn't matter nearly as much as hitting. You've got to have the top stacks.
Yeah, you need to have a couple guys that homered. I did not win $50,000 2 nights ago.
I was gonna say, congrats, Josh.
Yeah,
50K.
No, I
Nice.
didn't. That was Osmo proper on that one.
Yeah. Neither of us are Osmo, just to refresh you guys.
Yeah. I wish I won 50K. I won like 2K, but not 50. Yeah, you'd know about it. I'd probably do a full 30 minutes on it.
50K?
If I won 50K? Yeah, we would know pretty immediately into one of these shows.
I plan on doing that every couple nights in NHL and NFL. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I don't play high enough stakes to win 50K.
Over 70K won for Osmo wins. I'm sure is way more than that.
Yeah. Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
And then any thoughts on bagel bites? Yeah, plenty of thoughts on bagel bites. They're fantastic.
Bagel bites are fantastic. You put ranch on yours or no?
I'll dabble.
Okay. I was going to say, as long as you're not anti-ranch.
No, I'm very much pro-ranch, but
okay.
I wasn't like a big ranch kid growing up, so most of my bagel bites were not with ranch. So that's just sort of how they are in my head. But I put ranch on pizza all the time.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you there. I wasn't a huge ranch guy until I moved to Minnesota, and then that's the thing, and I was converted. So I love ranch. I put it on like burgers and pizza, everything. So
same situation.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
On garbage pizza, I like it.
Yeah.
Like if I was at like a wood-fired spot and like eating a good pie, I don't want to put anything on top of it.
Right.
But if I'm eating like a tombstone, you best believe it needs to get doctored.
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty, now it's off to a great start. No bats in this one, right? Or do you like the Yankees a little bit?
I like some Yankees, Hicks and Stanton mostly. And then Torres is just underpriced, I think, for 4K. So, yeah, I'll have some Yankees bats. They're not like they're probably on the fringe of like top 5 or 6.
Really?
I'm not like just firing up the Yankees. Yeah, Stroman doesn't look that great to me. There's wind blowing out here, and it's 80 degrees. Humid too. So, yeah, it's going to be good hitting weather if the rain holds off.
I'm not a fan of the Yanks here. I have too much respect for Stroman. He projects really well, so I won't be like I don't even have Stanton. That's how much I'm not on the Yankees.
You feeling okay?
Not real. I mean, he looks okay, but it's just not for me today.
He looks great. Let me tell you, he looks great always. But
he does. I mean, 5,300 for him on DK is not bad.
Yeah, I was talking physical look.
Oh,
but
sure.
He's always chiseled. Looks good for DFS as well. But yeah, so I'm on Yankees more than you then.
Yeah, I literally don't have them at all on DK, and I got 1 3-man on FanDuel along with Lance Lynn. So, and that didn't even include Stanton.
Wow.
Yeah, no Yankees for me tonight. Too much respect for Stroman. That's all.
All right.
There are better spots. Cubs and Pirates. Cubs 4.3 run implied total. Pirates 3.7. It's a 56% chance to win for the Cubs. Cole Hamels going for Chicago. Trevor Williams going for Pittsburgh. I've got some Hamels. I'm a little surprised that he's only 1% owned. I've got 7. I can't imagine not wanting to have at least a little bit of Hamels here unless I'm just crazy. Are you looking at Hamels at all?
Yeah, I'm having some Hamels. This one's another one with weather. Like all these East Coast games, there could be like 3 or 4 rainouts. All these games could play perfectly fine. I have no idea, but definitely some weather concerns in this one. Hamels just looks awesome. His first 3 starts with the Cubs, 18 innings, 20 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, and just like mowed down the Nationals on Sunday Night Baseball a few days ago. So he passes the eye test, he passes the like advanced stats test, and then I'm not seeing a really scary lineup for the Pirates either. So I like Hamels. The problem is I don't know if I'm going to be able to play him because of this weather.
Oh, that's reasonable. Yeah. I try not to look at it all that much. I'm glad you're pointing it out. There's a certain weather site that doesn't have their weather data in there right now, which is slowing me down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
And I don't go anywhere else. That's just where I have it bookmarked. So
definitely going to be an important forecast if you follow DFS weatherman.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you want to pay attention to that stuff. Cubs.
Thanks, Jason Sullivan. Not really. Williams, just really good at run prevention lately. Hasn't allowed an earned run in 4 of his last 5 starts, which is kind of crazy. I don't expect him to do that here, but just a 4.4 run total for the Cubs. It's not a great park, and I'm not in love with the spot. So add in the weather and just overall uncertainty, and I'm not really there with the Cubs.
I get that. I actually have quite a bit.
Okay.
For now. Rizzo projected to lead off again. I've got a ton there. Baez, and then Schwarber and Contreras. That's really most of it. It's either lefties or guys that are dramatically underpriced. So we're only projecting 2% ownership to the Cubs. I've got 7, so they're my number 9 stack on DK. Nothing crazy, but I'll have them in like a secondary level. And that's, barring weather, obviously.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised to see the 4.3 implied total for the Cubs. That's pretty low.
Yeah. Williams is a much better real-life pitcher than DFS pitcher. He doesn't really get strikeouts, but he's really, really good at limiting quality contact.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing really else interesting here.
Yeah. Just Hamels probably for me.
Yeah.
If this game looks like it's going to go.
Yeah, he should have more ownership than 1%.
Oh, yeah. He just looks really good.
Yeah, that's one I don't totally understand. Oh, God. Marlins and Nats. Who's hitting 6th for the Marlins? I've got a hole in my sheet.
I'll get
Austin Dean. Why are you not
Who's
included?
that?
Austin Dean. Are you not a...
Is he making his debut? Never heard that
Oh, he
name.
probably is. I'll have to fill him in here. We'll talk about
2,900 against Scherzer.
It's not going to matter.
Fire him up.
It's not going to matter at all. 2.5 run implied total for the Marlins. Double that for the Nats. A flat 5. The 77% chance to win for the Nationals. And they're not the only 77% chance to win on today's slate, which is amazing. Dan Straley going for Miami. Max Scherzer going for Washington. Scherzer projected 35% ownership on DK, 31 on FanDuel. I'm coming in under that. He's not getting to my my ownership caps, actually. But I like him. I just feel like there's a couple other guys that are a bit more reasonably priced that are easier to get to. But it's an obviously good matchup. I wouldn't say fade him in any way. I don't need to have 35%, but I will definitely have Scherzer bullets in my gun.
Just a insanely good spot for Scherzer. He looks awesome. Back to his dominant self. Had a rough stretch like early July, late June maybe, and now he just looks better than ever. So just demolish the Cubs. I expect him to do the same thing to the Marlins. Price isn't even that big of an issue. 12.6 for Scherzer. He seems like $1,500 underpriced. Minus 3. He was minus 375. He's minus 355 now. Like he's just an awesome play. I'm going to try to get as much as possible. Him and Carrasco. The problem is if you're playing Scherzer, you can get in Ravi Ray. But I like the Carrasco-Ray pairing a little bit better just to save a little bit more money. So I have Scherzer as my number one pitcher, but if you can't afford him, there's one really nice pivot for $1,400 cheaper.
Yeah, I would actually prefer Carrasco.
Just straight up, like for price, like.
Yeah, I have them as basically equal from an upside perspective, and then Carrasco is obviously a better value at the price point. So I would prefer Carrasco, and I have a little bit more Carrasco than I do Scherzer, but it's coin flippy type stuff. It's not as if either one of them looks worse. It's fully functional based on price today. Yeah,
I agree. I have them right next to each other too. So take your pick.
Yeah, exactly. Why isn't this? Oh, he's not in the player pool now. Austin Dean. Thanks for making this a pain in the ass for me, Austin. I think that was your name, right? Austin Dean?
Austin Dean.
Got it. There we go. There he is. Crisp 2,000, 2,900. Yeah, that is, somebody mentioned it in, it was T McBee. That's a nice brick red for the conditional formatting on the Marlins. Yeah, they are very clearly a bad option. Only Rafael Ortega, which I assume I'm saying that correctly because I watch too much MMA, has a slight orange hue to his preference number. Other than that, everybody is a solid brick red. So stay away from the Marlins. Yeah. Are we going back to the Nats?
Yeah.
Me
God.
Too. Me too.
It's really annoying, but they just keep getting these seemingly good matchups, and I keep playing them. So, doing it here. They've crushed me lately. They're a big reason why I've had a rough week. But yeah, I got to go back to him. Straley, 1/3 of his hits to lefties are line drives. That's awful.
Yeah.
And so Soto, Harper, if Matt Adams is in here, even better. Adam Eaton. Yeah, give me all the Nats once again. I get it if you don't want to ride with me. I've just been like, what's the like anti-whisperer of a team, because that's what I am to the Nats apparently. Just the Nats cooler. But yeah, I'm going there again tonight, so you can feel comfortable fading them.
I mean, Harper looks great here.
Yeah, him and Soto are two of my favorites on the entire slate.
Yeah,
so.
I couldn't agree more. Well, I prefer Eaton to Soto just because of his spot in the lineup. But yeah, I mean, I don't like have a problem with Soto or anything. Just I know that I like Harper more than any of them, and at that point, if I need to pick one other outfielder, I'd prefer Eaton at the cheaper price and the better spot in the order.
Yeah.
But Soto's clearly a high-end option with, big-time homer power.
Yeah.
I have a question about Fantasy Cruncher. I'm using the stack feature and have 4 teams as a 4-team stack. How would I get those teams in a 3 also without getting a crunch error? So you want just those 4 teams in combos of 4 3s? You should be able to add them both. As long as you don't have any exposure settings on anybody else.
Wait, let me read this question. I'm using
I want to hit it because it's like it's a pretty good question for people.
4 teams as a 4-team stack, 25% each. How would I get those teams in a 3 stack without getting a crunching error?
I assume you're playing FanDuel as well if you're going 4-3, but this won't really matter. I'm gonna do it on my screen quick.
You could go 4-3-1 on DK. I do that all the time.
It won't change the outcome here, so we'll do 4 and 3. I'm just gonna pick Mets, Toronto, Yankees, and Phillies just because they're the top teams.
Yeah.
We'll clone that and do 3.
Well, the Phillies and Mets don't play on the slate.
Ah, yeah, good call. See, I hate that you can't filter that out on Cruncher like a good way. All right, let's see if that works. Yeah, that worked perfectly for me. Whoa, I only got 19.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to run into lineup issues depending on how many uniques you have set.
Try upping for your secondary stack. Try upping the exposure to like 30% each.
Yeah. I'm going to check my uniques. No, uniques got it too.
Try it like 30%.
Okay. And this could be a shitty 4-team combination too. Like sometimes the pieces just don't fit if you have any construction. Yeah, so that's working pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm getting just those 4 teams as 4-player stacks, just those 3 teams as 3-player stacks.
Yeah, so I think because if each team is at 25%, Fantasy Cruncher tries to get like it doesn't want you to go over your exposures, but if everyone's at 25 for both the main and the secondary, then it's going to get you an error. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah, so I have it set for, you'll have to play around a little bit further. I have this set for just 1 unique, just to make sure that the crunching works to begin with. You could adjust from there. But if you do 25% on those 4 teams, a little bit more than 25% on those other 3, like I did go to 30 and that seems to work. That crunched out 150 lines with just those combinations. So it does work.
Yeah. Should work. Yeah, I've had trouble with that too. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So I just increased the exposure a little bit.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, play around with it. Basically, what you want to do when you do that is try to set the least amount of constraints possible to start. So don't have everybody at 100% individual exposure. Don't change your uniques. Don't add a minimum salary. Just set the stacks first. See if that works. Then try getting a little bit more detailed if you want to make any more changes.
Yeah.
And sometimes Fantasy Cruncher just has some quirks. Like, you're not necessarily wrong. Sometimes it's just a way it works.
Yeah, take some messing around. It's a new tool. Like, it's a tool. You got to learn how to use it.
Good question, though. That's the type of stuff I like to help with.
Yeah.
Moving on to Giants and Reds. Giants 4.4 run implied total. Reds 4.1. 52% chance to win for the Giants. Casey Kelly going for the Giants. Anthony Desclafani going for Cincinnati. So I like Casey Kelly quite a bit here. on DraftKings. Minimum salary. He's been starting the entire time in the minors. Did 2 small relief appearances in the majors, one of which was actually 5 innings worth of work. So I've got him in for 4 1/3 today and 10 fantasy points, which is just fantastic. But I'm a Casey Kelly fan, or at least I used to be when he was still a prospect. And I'm not a huge fan of the Cincinnati bats. So I like using Casey as a punt pitcher to go along with someone higher up to pay up for bats. What do you think about using Casey Kelly today on DK?
Yeah, I don't like targeting against the Reds in this park, and there's weather too. So, I mean, 4K pitcher on a Scherzer Carrasco slate, you're automatically, at the very least, in play if you're going to throw 75 pitches, which I think he probably could get to here if things go well. Since he was starting, he made a start a couple weeks ago where he threw 84, threw 58 in relief. What was that, 6 days ago? And then just threw 20 2 days ago in relief. So pitch count may be a little dicey, but I think 70, 75 is probably attainable if things go well. That being said, I do like the Reds bats. So depending on how popular Kelly's going to be, I think the Reds make for a pretty interesting stack with Jeanette and Votto and Suarez. I like a lot. Even Mason Williams for 3,200. Just a really good park and probably low ownership on the Reds. It's super humid here too. Yeah. 83%.
So not low ownership on the Reds.
Really?
4th highest ownership on the slate.
Oh.
I don't have him at all.
I liked him a lot. When I thought it was going to be DeSclafani or Derek Rodriguez, I was going to be all over them. So, like, if you listen to the night shift, I'm just all over the Reds, but a little different now, but still a right-handed pitcher. I mean, I don't think Kelly has the ability to miss a ton of bats here. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best strikeout matchup in the world. If you're playing Kelly, you're playing him because of a $4,000 price point, and that's basically it. And he's a functional, like, he's not bad, and I'll take that. He's not some, like, complete gas can that's coming in at 4. He might not rack up strikeouts, but, if he can get you to 10 points, you're happy, probably.
Yeah. Oh, if he gets you 10, I think you'd take that all day.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, like, low-tier pitching. Like, there's no one under, like, 6K that I really want to use. So, a 4K guy. And there's not really anyone under 6K besides the guys in the Texas game, which sucks.
I can't believe Casey Kelly's 28 years old now.
I don't think I've heard of him.
He's a big-time prospect for the Red Sox coming up.
Okay.
I think he got traded to the Padres in one of his deal. I could be mistaken there.
Okay. Yeah. Did not know.
He was a hitting prospect too when he first came up. I think he played, like, they had him going both ways early in his career, and then I think he transitioned back to the mound.
Yeah, it usually doesn't go well unless your name is Shohei Ohtani, but
yeah,
or Rick Ankiel. You get the yips.
Yeah, for real.
Turn into a hitter, and then you're just raking.
Yeah, I don't understand that Reds chalk.
I mean, I get it. Super good park, really good hitting weather.
Yeah, but 4.1 run implied total, like, that's a lot of Reds chalk for a team that's not all that spectacular and a total that doesn't necessarily match it. It's a lot of just the top 4, so Peraza, Votto, Suarez, Jeanette. So that makes sense to me. There's basically no ownership to Barnhart, Williams, Tucker, Hamilton. So in that regard, I get it. But what about I prefer the Giants. I've got a lot of Giants, but I'm right with the field as well.
I love Brandon Belt.
Yeah,
one of my favorite plays on the slate. I like Crawford and Allen Hansen if he's in too. So I can get to some Giants here as well. They get to hit in the same weather as the Reds do. So DeSclafani, not a guy I really respect that much.
No.
McCutcheon at 24%, is that right?
No. Oh, yeah. Sorry. For some reason I looked at the Reds.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, Desclafani gives up a ton of hard hits to lefties, especially. This is a really fun Brandon Belt spot, and then Hanson and Crawford too. So, yeah, give me some Giants here as well. Just targeting the good hitting environments. We may not even be able to play this. This one is red on some sites, which is not fun when we're 10 hours out. But yeah.
Yeah, as always, I'm approaching this from this is what I like if nothing bad happens from a weather perspective. So when I'm talking about games, I'm rarely giving opinions on anything that's going to happen from a weather perspective. I just, I don't know that shit 8 hours out. But you got to keep an eye on it. It's arguably the most important part of it all.
Viral Storage, thanks for the kind words.
Yeah.
Just give us the like button and subscribe to our stuff. That's how you can donate.
Yeah, you jokers need to get back on the like train.
I know.
They were very low these past couple days.
13's pathetic.
I agree with Jake.
Yeah, there. You can also buy a premium membership if you want. There's more stuff, and you don't just have to listen to us. You can listen to Awesemo himself.
Yeah.
With the premium options. So.
Hops on from time to time. Has his own personal premium articles daily.
Yeah, today is the top stack article.
Oh, yeah, by the way, send me that in Slack.
Oh, sure. He sent it. Were you not in that group? Maybe it was when we were trying to figure out we were in the early stages of the email blast. So I think he may have just sent it to me. But yeah, I'll send it to you.
I don't know. I want to have it I'm making a schedule right now. So I want to make sure I have that.
I'll do it right now.
No rush. Moving on from this game. Just nothing interesting. To the Orioles we go. Orioles and Indians. Here we go. 3-run implied total for the Orioles. 5.8 run implied total for the Indians. Here is your second 77% chance to win. David Hess going for Baltimore for a little bit. Carlos Carrasco going for Cleveland. Carrasco's my favorite pitcher, my favorite high-priced pitcher of the slate. Just a notch above Scherzer, mostly due to the price point. There's Jake's message. So, love Carrasco. I'll be a little under the field because my ownership caps are slightly under where he's at right now, but I love him. I jam him in everywhere. Orioles are atrocious. Big-time strikeout potential for Carrasco here. I don't want any part of the Orioles. I don't want David Hess. And the Indians are my number one stack on both sites. So everything that you can touch in Cleveland is the right answer, in my opinion.
Yeah, this one pretty simple. It's just Cleveland onslaught. Again, weather concerns here. It's red at a spot I'm looking at. So just be cautious with this one. If you're going in on the Indians, you just really, really got to pay attention. There are a lot of good spots for hitting today. So if you're more risk averse, maybe you want to put this game on the back burner for now unless it starts to clear up by the time we get to the live before lock show. And we'll talk a ton about weather. I'm sure Chris and I will have to put on our weatherman caps, which will be awful. But yeah, I mean, weather neutral, Carrasco is a phenomenal play. I think one of the best values on the slate, which is weird to say for 11-2, but like he's got 40-point upside here. I truly believe that. Missing as many bats as anyone over the last month. And then, yeah, Hess not going to miss many bats himself. 6 implied total. 6.1 I'm seeing on one site, which is nuts.
Yeah, very nuts.
Humid here too, wind blowing out. Yeah, just all Cleveland.
Has to be.
Jose Ramirez and Francisco Lindor, those should be 2 of the top plays on the entire slate as well.
Michael Brantley as well, in my opinion.
Yep.
Lefty righty. Don't sleep on Yandy Diaz on FanDuel. Only 2,300. If you want to get a little bit different and not pay up for Jose Ramirez, or keep him since you have the utility option. He's 2,300 with third base eligibility. I have him 20% of the time on FanDuel. Steamer projection of a 112 weighted runs created plus. Really good bat. Projected to hit 4th. I think he's a really, really nice option, especially if he's going to go under-owned. It's as good of a spot as you're going to find today.
Yeah, I mean, if this weather's good, I doubt he'll go under-owned. But just batting cleanup against David Hess with Ramirez, Brantley, Lindor hitting right in front of you.
Yeah,
seems pretty optimal.
It might not matter. This one might get drowned in water, but let's hope not, I guess.
Yeah.
Ownership is down. I'm miles over the field. Only 5% aggregate on DK, I assume because of the weather projection. So hopefully people stay off of it and you think you can get some of it in.
Yep.
To the Rays we go. Rays and Red Sox. Rays are 4.1 run implied total. Red Sox 5.3. 62% chance to win for the Sox. Ryan Stanek getting the start for Tampa. Brian Johnson going for Boston. In my opinion, it doesn't matter who's coming in for Stanek. You're not playing a Rays pitcher today. I don't have any interest in Brian Johnson. I don't really have much interest in this game at all. Oddly enough, I prefer Rays bats to Red Sox bats. So probably in a bit of a minority there.
Yeah.
Give me what you like here.
The Red Sox and Johnson. So another onslaught from the home team. Johnson looks pretty good to me, and I wrote him up in the spotlight pitchers. He's a favorite. He's thrown 104 and 98 pitches in his last 2 starts, swinging strike rate in double digits. A lot of his recent starts. He's under 7K, and against the Rays, who are going to have some lefties in this lineup as well. So just overall a good spot against a team that struggles against lefties. 23.6% K rate for the season. Looking at these guys' individual numbers against lefties, they don't look spectacular. So I'm on Johnson. I do, I do like the Red Sox bats. I want to know who's coming in, though. Does anybody know in the chat? I haven't looked into this just yet.
I haven't looked because
is it Yarbrough?
I literally didn't look. Once I saw who they were playing and what the line was, it didn't matter to me.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up now, though, but I assume you are as well.
I haven't yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Pitcher usage. Is Chirinos still up? Because he hasn't pitched in forever.
It could be Yanni.
He hasn't pitched since the 9th, so he's certainly ready. I would guess it's Yanni. Yarbrough threw 2 days ago. It's definitely not Yarbrough.
Okay.
It's definitely not going to be Beeks.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, I mean, it almost has to be Chirinos if it's going to be anybody, but it might not even matter.
Red Sox crush righties the entire season, so Betts back in the lineup. I'm right back on them, and it looks like their weather might be better than some of his other East Coast weather. So here's some Red Sox.
Yeah, so I guess I should talk about. So I basically don't have the Red Sox, nor does the public. Only people owned for Boston are Betts and JD. No one else has any ownership. I have a little bit of the Red Sox on FanDuel. I'm right with the field. But the Rays. I have 9% on FanDuel. We're projecting 5. They're my number 7 stack. And we're only projecting 2% ownership on DK. They're my number 8 stack. Tommy Pham popping up a ton. 4,000 projected to hit cleanup. I like that in a righty-lefty spot. I get a decent amount of Matt Duffy, DJ Crone. I think it's a decent little cheap stack if you want to pay up. Like if you need to go, if you're going Carrasco, maybe Robbie Ray. I think that you could use some of these Rays bats in the righty-lefty spot.
I mean, it's fair. I'm not getting there. There's just so many other stacks that I prefer. So I understand
agree there, by the way.
Yeah, I understand it as a value, but I just have to be super picky on a 14 gamer, just trying to narrow down a few places I want to go, and I don't think I'll end up on Tampa.
don't like Pham against lefties. Why?
Doesn't he hit righties better, like a little bit better? I mean, let's see.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that someone doesn't hit lefties well.
Exactly. It's like the Aaron Judge thing. So he's better against righties.
He's got a 110 weighted runs created plus against lefties this year, so don't sweat that lefty shit too much.
He's fine.
He's good.
He does have like an eye issue though. So when he's cold, I try to avoid him. I can't remember what it is with something with his eyes. Like he'll go with long stretches where he just can't see the ball.
I don't know. Yeah, so career for Pham, 124 weighted runs created plus against lefties, 125 against righties. That's a really weird take to have. He's basically the same hitter against either hand. You shouldn't prefer him. You should prefer him against lefties.
Yeah.
He didn't struggle against lefties in St. Louis. Like 15% above average against lefties for his entire career. Yeah, give me some Tommy Pham tonight. Now I like him even more, just to like put the screws to people. Now Pham can't see. That's a narrative that's real.
Can someone check up on that? I'm pretty sure that's a thing with him. I don't want to just be saying that if it's someone else.
I mean, his career is essentially all the Cardinals, and he's been better. It doesn't matter where he batted. Like that has nothing to do with his performance.
Right.
Oh, Rockies, you assholes. Doing it again. Rockies 4-run implied total. Braves 4.5. It's a 54% chance to win for the Braves. Kyle Freeland going for Colorado. Sean Newcomb going for Atlanta. Newcomb, chalk. 25% expected ownership. I've only got 15%. No Freeland for me. No bats for me from the Braves. I'm back to Colorado. So, Jake, what do you think about Newcomb?
I'm not really there. I like targeting or attacking the Rockies with righties, but against lefties, LeMahieu, Arenado, Story, Desmond, Iannetta even, they're scary against lefties in my opinion. So even outside of Coors, so I don't think I'm getting to much Newcomb at all. If he was going to be like 5%, like okay, you can make the argument as a pivot to Ray, but I don't really see it here. I'm confused by this ownership. I know he's favored and whatever, but there are some really scary bats on Colorado's side.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. Why would you not want LeMahieu, Arenado, Story, Iannetta here?
I mean, that's what I want.
Yeah, like that's 1% ownership on DK. Only Charlie Blackmon is at 2%. No one above that.
Yeah.
What are we missing here?
I mean, Newcomb's good.
Sure.
So, he's good at getting ground balls and just limiting base runners, but Arenado against the lefty, you're going to get him at 1%. I mean, give me that every single day, every slate. That's not against Chris Sale.
Yeah, we're on the same page. Got to get this win. Casey ain't no good, Josh. Come on. How much weight do this year's stats have in your model? Here's the key takeaway. You think talent matters. He's $4,000.
Who's this?
Got to get this win.
Oh.
It's not a talent play at 4K. It's a lineup construction play.
No, yeah. Sometimes Kershaw is still good.
Lorenz, I don't know how you're still having this conversation when I just told you all of the stats that Tommy Pham hits against lefties. It's like you're not even he's hit lefties really well forever.
Yeah.
I can't I don't know what else to say.
Congrats, Mark Still. That's awesome. $1,200 playing only 2 lineups on the early slate.
Yo, good work.
Nice. What else do we have in chat here? Kershaw discussion. Kershaw's not even pitching. Yeah, Kershaw is still good. He's just not missing as many bats. I would agree with that. He's just not like vintage Kershaw that we've seen. He's still gonna have good starts, like really, really good starts, but yeah, just not like where he's mowing down everyone, not allowing any runs at all. What else?
I had a big gulp of coffee in my mouth there. Are you riding the Acuna train at all?
I mean, I don't mind him as a one-off just against the lefty, but Freeland's not a guy I really mess with outside of Coors, in Coors. So, and then plus you've got Freeman and Markakis in there. So if you're looking at a stack, that kind of puts a wrench in that because Freeland is so good against lefties. So yeah, I'm not really on the Braves here. I guess surprisingly more on the Rockies, who are priced higher and have a lower total.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that when I started looking at it, yet here we are. Give me all the Rockies. It's having LeMahieu, Arenado, Story, second base, third base, shortstop so high in the order.
Yep.
To the Angels we go. Chalk game here. Angels 5.4 run implied total. Rangers 5.1. The 53% chance to win for the Angels. That guy's going for the Angels, whose name I'm really terrible at saying. Drew Hutchinson going for Texas. Doesn't matter, you're not paying for pitching here. So, Angels bats. Chalk stack. Number 3 for me on FanDuel, number 2 on DK. I'm right with the field. Once again, 0 Rangers on DK. We're projecting only 6% though, so it's not the same sort of love as yesterday. But they are very chalky on FanDuel. I do have them on FanDuel where they're priced a little bit more realistically. What do you prefer here, Angels or Rangers?
I think probably the Rangers. Is it going to be another bullpen type game for LA? Despaigne? I'm not sure, but I think I do prefer the Rangers here. Near 6 total. You've got Gallo, Mazzara, Chu, Odor hitting in insanely good weather in a great park. So yeah, I'm with the Rangers here. I thought they'd be a little bit more chalky. I guess Mazzara will come up from under 1%, and then Profar will probably be above 1% as well. But I thought the Rangers would be super, super chalky, even on a 14-gamer, and if they're not, I will gladly be on them.
Yeah, I don't have them again 2 days in a row. And I don't really have a reason why.
Playing with fire, yeah.
I mean, I have them on FanDuel, 9%, but nothing on DK. It's all Angels across the board for me. Tons of Ohtani, tons of Calhoun, tons of David Fletcher. Whether you want to go Pujols or Jay up, I'd happily go either way. Not a big Drew Hutchison fan.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be Mike Minor, but it doesn't change that much for me.
No.
I actually prefer the Angels against righties. So the Angels are firmly in play. Probably Calhoun and Ohtani are my favorites. And then Arcia, this guy rakes against righties. So I'm on him once again. He was one of my highest exposed players last night. Paid off right away.
Arcia?
Yeah.
I talked some serious shit about him in Spotlight Hitters and Stacks.
What?
I said very specifically, today. I said very specifically, don't use him. He's awful.
He's good. What do you mean awful?
66 weighted runs created plus projection from Steamer. I was like, normally I'll use a catcher during a stack, but on a day like today, don't touch Arcia.
Oh my god, I'll use him. He's good. Play him.
Okay, we need to reevaluate your use of the word good. Holy shit, he's been raking this year. Wow, 39 plate appearances.
But still, you can only get to the plate as many times as you get to the plate. Short sample, if you want to say it, but he has been hitting the ball incredibly hard.
Oh, my God.
T. McBee, trashing Despaigne. Yeah, I didn't see anything great about him either. So
391 BABIP out of Arcia so far this year. 30% K rate. 2% walk rate.
He does have a really high hard hit percentage too. That's why he's got the high BABIP.
At 3 dongs in 38 at bats. That'll do it.
That will do it. That's a great home run rate.
It feels slightly unsustainable. Well, we're gonna be a little different here on Arcia. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid him at all costs. He's gonna go yard tonight. Now I can see it.
For sure. Yeah. Oh, Chris Tillman, what a guy. What a throwback. Feels like I haven't talked about Chris Tillman in forever. Yeah, one of the worst pitchers.
I forgot he was in baseball.
Oh my God. Someone just mentioned him in chat, Mike V. Yeah, what a guy. Chris Tillman Day was always so profitable.
R. D'Angelo. Josh, you're too quick to call someone bad. I feel the exact opposite way. I feel like Jake is way too quick to call someone good. He has not been
probably.
He has not been a good hitter in his entire minor league career. That's the only thing that I can say. How old is he? He's old as shit, isn't he? Yeah, he's 28. He's just making his major league debut. Normally, guys that are 28 and are just coming to the majors, probably not that great. It's just like a general thing where normally when you're good, you play in the majors before you're 28 years old.
Yeah, Mike V and I need to have brunch. You're right. Despania about to throw a gem. Shark says,
if he does, good for him.
Yeah.
How did it work by fading the Rangers last night? I had enough Twins that it didn't hurt us bad. Home runs were really weird last night. Like, not a ton of them. And then they were all coming from, like, weird dudes, like McCann and Matuk, Adrianza, Goodrum. Like, I don't know.
Sano.
Well, that one I was all over. Quick hit.
Did your boy
Sano.
Forsythe? Did your boy Forsythe ball out?
I had a lot of them. I told
How'd
you.
he do?
I told you Logan Forsythe is good. He's my boy.
He's so bad. Oh, he's atrocious.
Yet Arcia is fantastic.
I'll take Arcia.
The lies we tell people.
It's Forsythe. Do people know we're like trolling, like half kidding? I think because people will probably be like tweet me when Arcia strikes out 4 times tonight.
Oh yeah,
Arcia.
Half of this is a gimmick.
We're trying to give you analysis.
Look, I really don't think that Arcia is a good play. He really does project really poorly via steamer. I'm not kidding about any of that, but like the definitive nature about the things that come out of my mouth, mostly tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Look, we talk to each other every day for like 90 minutes. You kind of just gotta fuck around with each other to like keep your sanity.
Honestly.
You don't realize how much you don't talk to like one individual person a lot until you start talking to someone. Like I talk to Jake and Chris more than I talk to my wife. You got to mix it up. You just got to argue with each other just because. That's why all those talking head shows like succeed. Because eventually you just really enjoy arguing with someone else just because.
It's just good chemistry.
Yeah. Forsythe is so bad. All y'all get out of here.
The Forsythe double down. Oh, he gets a lefty again. You probably just lock button Forsythe? Or
yeah, I mean, why not? Why not?
Okay.
Royals and what? Wait, hold on. Did I read it? Aaron Judge is 26. Is that in regards to like Arcia being 28? That's a very different story.
Yeah, Arcia is such a superior hitter. I agree. Different story.
Yeah, Aaron Judge was 23 3 years ago and he was raking. Not 28. Anyway, not important. Royals and White Sox. We're getting off the rails today. Fridays, man. Fridays. 4.2 run implied total for the Royals. 4.5 for the White Sox. I don't even want to talk about this because I hate myself for it. 53% chance to win for the Sox. Jake Junis going for Kansas City. James Shields going for Chicago. Sound the alarms. It's a Jake Shields day. I'm right with the field. Shields projected 24% ownership, and for some strange reason, I agree with it. I think that's a testament to how bad the Royals are and how much strikeout potential is there, but I have a lot of Junis and a lot of Shields, and that is not something I'm comfortable with. James Shields isn't sneaky today. It's the opposite of a sneak.
My bad, Jared Good. Sorry for picking Chew. Jake Shields,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. MMA gets me, you know? Jake Shields, good grappler. That's not the, look, I'm terrible with names. Get ready. NBA season's coming. Russell Wilson coming back to the NBA in 2
Oh,
months.
yeah. So Shields. So this one's weird as far as ownership goes. This is going to get corrected, I think. Shields or the Kansas City Bats are going to be popular. I don't think both will be popular.
Kansas City Bats. Hold on. Let me get the percentages out. White Sox are the chalk stack. Royals are second. Angels are third on DK. So people are just all over this game.
Okay. Well, then we won't see 24% Shields. Maybe at higher stakes, just for a leverage play. And Shields is pretty good at limiting damage overall, even though his xFIP and all that sucks. Can miss bats at times, and Kansas City is really bad. So, those top 4 for Kansas City are all fine plays. The ownership is a little dicey, but the reason they're chalky, not only because they're going against Shields, it's because you can play Carrasco or Scherzer with them.
Yeah.
And that's what people are going to be prioritizing. So just like talking through this, I think the higher price bats are going to be under-owned for the most part as people go to the White Sox and the Royals to fit in Scherzer. But I actually like Junis, kind of. 7,400.
I have more than the field.
Yeah. I'm on Junis. What do we have for ownership? I can't see his right now.
10%.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
I have 17.
So I'll be in the 20, 25, maybe even like 30% range.
Yeah.
Depending on how much Robbie Ray I have. But just looking at the White Sox, 27% K rate against righties over the last month. The weather is tough, and this is a really good Daniel Polka spot. Moncada can't hit anything as of late, so I'm kind of wary of him. But Polka's the one guy I'll have a ton of against Junis. I'm not crazy about Delmonico, even leading off. I get the price, but
29% ownership on Delmonico.
14-game slate.
I have
what
2.
What are we doing there? Yeah.
So this is like the Rangers yesterday. 12% aggregate ownership on the White Sox. They are the chalk. I have 1%. I basically have 2 lines of them.
Yeah. So just Polka, love this spot. He's probably gonna dong off Junis, but the rest of this lineup, Junis is coming off a couple of nice starts against the Cubs and the Cardinals. Those aren't easy spots. I'm not saying this is like a piece of cake or anything, but there are definitely strikeouts. So I'm going to be on Junis more than the White Sox bats. I like some Shields, but not for 24%. So going to have to make a decision there. Right now, it's just an avoid pretty much all around and hope nothing goes off. And Junis just mows down the Sox. Yeah, it's posted this morning. Aaron Rasmus, my pitcher's article is up there. Let's see. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's on there. I can post it.
I don't get this White Sox ownership. Look, I get the Royals are bad and their bullpen is bad, but I do not want 29% Nick Delmonico. I don't exactly need 16% of Yolmer Sanchez. I like Polk as a one-off. I think he's a little overpriced, but the logistics of that are there. The park is good, lefty righty. 15% Avisail Garcia. Again, I like Garcia. I don't necessarily love this matchup. To stack the White Sox, you got to get at least 3 outfielders. I'm not going to be there. I am just flying way, way, way under the radar on this chalk. This is 2 days in a row now where I'm like the opposite of chalk, and that hasn't really happened all year. I don't know what's happening now.
So just think of it this way: 14-game slate. We got the Red Sox, Indians, Yankees, Rangers, Angels, all over 5 totals, and it looks like people are going to want to play Kansas City, the White Sox, and James Shields. So I don't know.
So what are we thinking there? That the ownership on the higher price bat or pitchers are going to be higher?
Well, so based on what we have out there, we have people going to the lineup construction of either Hamels or Scherzer, and then down to a guy like Johnson or Robbie Ray, and then just filling in with all these bats around 4K, the White Sox and the Royals, which makes sense. But when everybody's going there, it's like, why wouldn't you pay up for the super expensive Indians or the Yankees or some of these other teams that are just going to get lower ownership than they should just because Scherzer and Krasker are in such good spots?
Yeah, look, you and I are on the same page here. I would much rather. So based on our ownership projections, it's a good way to think about it. The weighted average price of a pitcher on DraftKings tonight is $8,900, and I am spending $8,200. So I'm saving like $1,400 at my pitcher spot to reallocate to hitters, and by doing that, I get more Indians and Angels and Twins and Twins are a bad example because they're cheap. Astros, Nats. I don't see the need to like save money on the White Sox today.
Yeah, it's people wanting to play Ray and Scherzer and Carrasco.
Yeah,
they fit.
Yeah, I guess. I don't like
it.
I'm happy to be where I'm at for this one.
We project ownership on the website using Osmo's ownership projections. So these are straight from the website. They get updated throughout the day. So a lot of this will change. But you kind of see the premium tools right now, 10 hours before the slate.
Yeah. Fascinating stuff here. I like the top of the Royals lineup, as I usually do. Merrifield, Gordon, Perez, Duda, Herrera. That's where all the ownership goes for me. I don't like Herrera, but he's under 3,000, so I'll take it.
You guys are overthinking it. Ownership is concentrated because there's so many weather issues. Yeah, that too. But I mean,
I actually don't think that's a factor in this right now.
I don't know. I guess I don't know how other people think. I only know how I think and my opinion of how other people might think. So
I could be wrong. I don't think that's factored into our ownership projections right now.
Yeah, agreed. It'll be factored in as the day goes on, as we start to get more information about what the industry is doing as a whole.
Because I think Carrasco would take a big-time haircut in ownership right now.
Sure.
That's the only reason I say that.
Big T DFS? Huh. Big T. Maybe that's not that big T, but who knows? Maybe he's watching our show.
Wait, you know what? There's another big T?
There's a big T that works for RG.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No idea. I don't go to any other websites. And I don't even mean that like to be funny. I didn't go to any other websites before I started here either.
Oh, I take in other stuff for sure.
I'm
trying to take in a lot of information.
I knew nothing of the industry. I was very much in my own little bubble.
Okay. I mean, if you're on Twitter, you should see all this, right?
Well, I didn't follow anybody.
The takes are flying on DFS Twitter.
Yeah, I
some
avoided
good, some
most
bad.
of it. I knew nothing of any of the top players or any of the top, content people.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't going to watch it, so like I didn't, or change my mind. I'm a bit stubborn.
Sure.
Just a skosh. Tigers and Twins. My boys, the Jakes. 3.7 run implied total for the Tigers. 4.8 for the Twins. 61% chance to win for the Twins. Matt Boyd going for Detroit. Kyle Gibson going for the Jakes. No real interest in pitching here. I'll have a smattering of Gibson. But I want the Jakes. Number 2 stack on FanDuel. Number 3 on DK. It paid off in a big way yesterday. I see Boyd as a fairly similar option to Liriano. So I want to do the exact same thing I did yesterday and have more than the field of the Minnesota Jakes. What about you?
I think I'm going to have some Gibson. A little bit worried about him. Didn't miss a lot of bats against Detroit in his last start. Only 5.4 swinging strike rate. But this is at home. I believe he's pitched better at home. I haven't looked at his home road splits. Not that matters a ton. I just think Gibson's good. And for 8,500, when I go to like the double mid-tier pitchers, like when I go to like Gibson and Ray or Gibson Junis, whatever I do, he's one of these guys I want to use in this range, like with Hamels or something like that to get a different lineup construction. So I like him. I like going up against Detroit with righties. He's still got that insane slider that's getting a ton of whiffs. And I will be playing some Gibson. It's not like a lock button spot for Gibson, like I did earlier in the season when he was like 6,500, but still a good spot. I think he's priced fairly.
Yeah. I love the Jakes, man. Team Jakes, mostly due to Forsythe being like one of the best players in baseball.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta. Yeah.
Righty lefty, it's a good spot. Sano is, could very realistically be a quick hit again. I nailed it. That's all. I like Tyler Austin. I like Johnny Field. They're a cheap stack. They're really easy to fit in. This is the place I would much rather be compared to the White Sox.
Aaron Rasmus, my team is the Blackhawks. I wear these jerseys for the players on the back. This is Taylor Hall, the GOAT.
Viral storage. Do you guys think we'll ever see Josh without his hat on? If you go back to all my NBA videos, I'm probably not wearing a hat all that often.
Yeah, I don't even know what your hair looks like.
Well, like, I used to be coming from work all the time, so I had, like, my hair, like, done, so I didn't have to put a hat on. Now, I don't do anything outside of sit in my office, so I just put a hat on. I don't know, it's like stupid hair. Whatever day I got my haircut, I didn't wear a hat. I rocked my fresh haircut. Because people were telling me that I got the Jake haircut.
Yeah. You pull it off better than me, so.
I don't pull anything off from a visual perspective, I promise. I pull off a real good hat. Anything else here? You're not touching Tigers, right?
Nope. I like Gibson. Yep. I like some Twins bats. Is Eddie Rosario going to be in this lineup?
No.
Well,
I don't know.
Something happened to him last night?
He's not in mine.
Because I actually liked him lefty against Boyd. But Tyler Austin's probably my favorite play here again, 3,700 if you need some salary relief. Okay. Him and kind of this Twins stack, if they're going to be less owned than Chicago and Kansas City, I think I'd rather have them at this ownership.
Now we're talking Aretha Franklin. I saw that Fox News posted a picture that wasn't Aretha Franklin.
Oh, jeez.
I think it was Patti LaBelle, if I remember correctly, which is hilarious.
What?
Just gonna let that one slide and not address it. Brewers and Cardinals. Brewers 3.8 run implied total. Cardinals 4.2. It's a 55% chance to win for the Cards. Freddie Peralta going for Milwaukee. Jack Flaherty going for St. Louis. So this is one of those games that I just want to be dead to me tonight. I have hardly any exposure to Peralta. We're not projecting anything special. Hardly any ownership to Flaherty. We're not projecting anything special. And I don't really have any of the bats, and no one's on them. So, Jake, is there anything interesting in this Brewers-Cardinals game at all?
Not really. I really respect both of these pitchers, kind of. Peralta's able to miss bats, 11% swinging strike rate, 30% K rate overall. I know it's declined a little bit. So I'm not really on either side. The totals are low. I don't see a ton of strikeout potential for either pitcher. And I prefer some other options like Gibson in these guys' range. And I just think Flaherty's overpriced. So, yeah, this one is very uninteresting to me. I thought you might be on one of the sides and give me some more clarity, but I guess not.
So, I could see both sides, but the implied total is not helping, that's for sure. A couple of these bats grade out individually fine. I'd be fine with Ozuna. Carpenter's just crazy expensive. I wouldn't have a problem having the top of both of these lineups because I think they're filled with good hitters. It's just not really that great of a spot. If somebody was I really like a three-man of Travis Shaw, Moustakas, and Christian Yelich, I don't have an issue with it. It's just kind of there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Yelich is fine. But Flaherty and Peralta are just good. So, yeah.
It's just not really a great fantasy spot. The hitters are solid. Both pitchers are solid. And that creates this sort of vacuum of nobody standing out.
Yeah. Agreed. There's not much to like in these late games.
No, there
You're
is
right
not.
about that.
Speaking of Astros and A's, a little bit to like here, in my opinion. Astros, 4.4 run implied total. A's, 3.6. It's a 58% chance to win for the Stros. Charlie Morton going for Houston. Edwin Jackson going for Oakland. Certainly not going to Edwin Jackson. I like Morton here, and I'm a little surprised that he's only getting 2% ownership on DK. I've got 12 on DK, 10 on FanDuel. I think he's a really nice option if you want to try to get off of the relative chalkiness of Scherzer and Carrasco. Lots of swing and miss in some of these spots for the A's lineup, whether that's Chapman or Davis. Olsen, the lefty, helps, but Kana strikes out quite a bit. I like having some Morton here, but Astros bats. 8th for me on FanDuel, 4th for me on DK. I'm over the field on both, particularly the Springer, Bregman, Correa trio at the top. Talk to me here. I think we're probably on the same page that we like the Astros.
Actually, I don't really like the Astros. Jackson has been somewhat impressive. It's a really tough place to hit. They're pretty low owned besides Bregman, but and I don't know how Bregman gets to that ownership just because of the dual position eligibility, but I guess we'll see.
4,200 too. I get it.
Yeah, he's definitely underpriced. There's no doubt about it, but 26 is massive for a 14-game slate. Morton he's fine for GPPs. I wish there were more lefties in this lineup. He dominates lefties, and he's good against righties. 24% K rate about, but Oakland hasn't really been striking out that much either. Over the last month, they're just over 20%, a 103 WRC plus a 203 ISO. So they've been a lot better. And I don't know. I like anytime Morton's 2% and 10K, like he's got my interest. But I think I'd rather still go to Carrasco or Scherzer and pay the extra money.
That surprises me. I thought you would be there because of his ownership.
I mean, I am there. Like, I don't know.
Like, I have 12% on DK. Would you want to do that?
Yeah, I would want 12% for sure.
Okay, just checking. We're on the same page then. Yeah, I don't need to go to like 25 or 30, but if he's only 2, he shouldn't be.
Okay. Right. 2% is ridiculous for Morton. Pretty much anytime he's on the slate.
And like good park, good spot. Like it's not as if it's in some spot that isn't going to help him out. I'm surprised he's getting overlooked as much as he is.
Yep.
And then, like I said, I love Springer, Bregman, Correa. Hard not to.
Exactly.
Springer won't have he's got 0% ownership because I assume he's not in Alex's model to start, but he will be if he's playing it.
Right.
And he won't be 0% owned, that's for sure. 2 games left, still not interesting. Diamondbacks and Padres. Diamondbacks, 3.9 run implied total. Padres, 3.6. The 54% chance to win for the D-backs. Robbie Ray going for Arizona. Joey Lucchesi going for San Diego. Robbie Ray, 42% expected ownership on DraftKings. He is the chalk play due to a $7,600 price tag. He's without question the best combination of upside and value on the slate. Has to be at that price point, but he's also 42% owned. I like him. I will have some of him. I've got him at 29% right now. He's slamming against my ownership caps, but I can't get all the way up to 42. So let's talk Robbie Ray.
Really good strikeout spot for Ray against a team that, they've definitely got power, but you look at some of these rates, Myers, 32% K rate, Villanueva over 30, Hedges over 30, Franmil Reyes over 30, pitcher spot. So Ray's got all the potential in the world. We've seen him be efficient with strikeouts in 5 or 6 innings. He could certainly do that again here. I'm not going to say he's a bad player or anything like that. just the ownership is kind of crazy for a 14 gamer. I know it's a good park and everything, but just a 120 favorite. It's not like he's just like a runaway Scherzer Carrasco type here. So you said you're not getting to the 42%, right?
No, I've got a 29% ownership cap on DK pitchers.
Yeah.
I'd get to 42 if I moved it for Ray, that's for sure.
Yeah.
God. I got it.
Yeah. Okay. So Robbie Ray, I will have some of him. I'm not going to get to 42%. I'm going to have some leverage Padres stacks against him just because Renfroe, Myers, Villanueva, and Hedges, they all have power. It's not like these guys can't hit at all, especially against lefties. So that's interesting just for ownership reasons. But Ray is a fine play. Like I said, there are some pivots. Jake Junis, Lance Lynn is in this range as well. Just going to have to worry about the weather a little bit.
Yeah. Wait, weather?
Yeah.
In San Diego?
No. I'm saying for the other guys.
Oh, yeah. I was like, dude,
yeah.
It like never rains.
No. I'm saying for like Lance Lynn and like Hamels and some of these other, like Brian Johnson. So.
I gotcha. Yeah. I don't care about bats at all, either side here. I mean, if you want Goldschmidt, go ahead, but I just don't like having a ton of bats in Petco.
Fair enough. I will have Goldschmidt and Pollock a ton.
Yeah, no issues with that whatsoever. They grade out well.
Sure.
I just think upside gets a little limited. Uh-oh. Jake, you there? Anybody there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's okay. Up? I don't know. Everything good. Paused a little bit there.
Oh.
Yeah, like I don't. Man, that 42%. I don't think Ray's gonna get less chalky. Not like anything significant. He's just too low priced.
Yeah.
7,600 is insane, especially in Petco. Like if the parks were reversed, I wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't hate the 7,600 price tag, but oh my god, like this is as good as it gets. The only problem is 8 righties.
Dude, he gives up a ton of hard hits. 42% for the season. Like, man, when he gets hit really hard. So,
final game, Dodgers and Mariners. Dodgers 4.2 run implied total, Mariners 3.8. It's a 54% chance to win for the Dodgers. This is the first I realized that Walker Buehler is on the slate today, going for LA. Wade LeBlanc going for Seattle. And I only have one part of this game. I don't have pitching, which surprises me, but I'm cool with it. And I don't have any hitting anywhere except for the Dodgers on DraftKings, and it's mostly just 5 people. Dozier, Turner, Machado, Kemp, Puig.
Oh, God, they're going to make me stack the Dodgers again.
Yeah, you have to.
So I'm off Buehler. I'm kind of off of the Seattle bats. I don't see a clear advantage either side.
No.
And then LeBlanc has not looked great as of late. We talk like the chase rate is very good, so that's kind of what allows him to survive. But I don't see the advantage for LeBlanc against really any of these hitters. So they're cheap. This is a team that you can fit in with the Scherzer or Carrasco or Morton if you're going there. So I have no issue with the Dodgers stack. I said on the night shift that if they were going to be low owned, I'd be on them again. But I was assuming they were going to be highly owned, and I was just going to be off of them for the first time in weeks. But yeah, I guess I have some interest in like Turner, Kemp, Taylor, and Puig for sure.
Okay.
At those ownerships.
Yeah, look, I'm right back to the Dodgers. I hate it, but all these righties against a lefty.
Yeah, I know
they're just too good.
So Sean B, yeah, Dodgers cannot hit lefties. You're right. They haven't been able to, but
they should.
Like on a team level, they have not been able to hit lefties. the WRC plus, like the ISO, it looks like they have no power. But yeah, they're awful right now. But who's to say they can't turn it around? It's good matchups against Wade LeBlanc all over the place. So these guys individually all hit lefties well for their careers. They all hit lefties well this year. And if it's low ownership, then that's appealing.
Yeah, if 3% Manny Machado is out there, I will happily have miles above that.
I sound like Darth Vader.
Yeah, we went through a little bit of a quality issue. We're good.
Yep.
We want to look at some crunches?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty, give me 2.
Are you gonna share your screen?
No.
That's fine.
I'm working on it.
It'll make the stream slower, so.
No, it's fine.
Let's do like Ray and... Can you do Ray and Scherzer? I wonder if that's even possible.
I'm sure I have it. Oh shit, I'm on FanDuel. I was like, why is it not giving me any more pitchers? Alright, give me a second here. We're getting there.
Dodgers could pull an Astros, yeah. Saw the Astros bust out.
Yeah. Oh, when it happens, it's going to happen aggressively.
I know.
All right, Robbie Ray and Scherzer. I got 4 lines of that.
Okay.
And to do that, you can have 5-man Royals, Bregman, Correa, and noted slugger Logan Forsythe. You could also do the 5-man Jake stack with Harper, Schwarber, and Contreras. There's the 5-man Rays stack that I was touting with Bregman, Valleca, and Iannetta. Or Brewers with Abreu, Delmonico, Marwin Gonzalez.
Yeah, you got to get in Johnny Field, Joe Mauer, and Logan Forsythe, and Adrienza.
I'm okay with it.
Super cheap. That's about all I can say.
Like, you don't have to have this stack, though. Like, you don't have to have Bryce Harper as your one-off. That can easily be a $3,000 value guy so that you can move... Like, that can be a Twins outfielder.
You can get up to Austin pretty easily. At first base, too. I mean, you would have to take someone out.
Yeah, let me take Harper out. Let's drop Harper to...
Soto. Right there.
Okay. So there's a $500 savings. Switch to Tyler Austin.
Yeah.
Better.
Looks better to me.
Agreed.
Oh, Puig. He's appealing, though, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to play tonight, or should play tonight?
Probably. Let's look at some other pitching combos here. So, actually, let's look at this quick. Scherzer and Ray, average salary is 10. Wow, 10-1. That's so expensive. So let's go the other direction. Let's look at something that I'm looking at a little bit more than others. Let's do something like Charlie Morton plus someone cheap. All right, Charlie Morton, James Shields.
Yeah.
That's a chalk with a non-chalk high end. So then you're getting Gaddis, Bregman, Correa, Springer, Marwin with Sano, Forsythe, Harper. Like, I like that in a GPP. Lots of potential there.
I'm not really on the Astros, but I mean, I could easily make that a different team.
Yeah.
And have it look good.
What about Nats, Tyler Austin, Brian Dozier, Matt Kemp?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I love the Nats, so I kind of forgot about them because they were like the first game we talked about. But yeah, Nats and Dodgers, I guess, once again for me. So
let's look at my Nats stacks and see what we get then. So Ray and Junis, Perez, Duda, Calhoun with the Nats. I love Tommy Pham today, so I like this line quite a bit. Ray and Shields.
Yep.
Ooh, I love the Nats.
I can't believe how much James Shields you're playing tonight.
Yeah,
dude.
I don't like it.
If Straley mows down the Nats, might need to take some time off of DFS. Just the psychological toll of stacking the Nats every single day.
Yeah, I'll be in
And then
therapy.
well, I mean, they had like 4 runs early on Weaver, and then they just didn't do anything. They just can't put it together.
Yeah, I'm happy I wasn't on much Weaver by the end of the night.
Yeah, smart.
Thank God. Spotlight hitters, pitchers, stacks. Oh my God. I don't know if this is real or not, but homie, you are nervous about your future, huh?
Maybe. I don't know. It's probably just a troll.
It could be.
Uh,
I don't particularly care one way or the other. Spotlight hitters, pitchers, and stacks. Quick hits. Daily game plan. Live stream tonight, Jake and Chris. I am off. What else we got to plug here? NFL rankings are now out. Check that stuff out. There's some promo codes on the site. You can get $20 off the NFL season package if you sign up right now.
Here, let me post this.
But our week 1 rankings are out. Hit that like button, people.
Yeah.
That helps us. Do you have anything else interesting before we sign off? This is the last time we'll be talking till Monday. And then you're going to get a lot of me and Jake for next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of us. So enjoy your weekend. We'll have the spotlight hitters, pitchers, and stacks out for tomorrow, night shift and all that. I'll see you guys on the live stream at 6 Eastern. Come join and chat.
There you go. Best of luck, everybody, and have a good weekend. Adios.